Sheep farming on the American frontier required nomadic herding across vast remote terrain. Pictured as a typical sheep wagon or sheep camp that allowed the shepherds to live with some measure of comfort for months at a time in all types of weather with their flocks. They were popular among sheep herders during the 19th century and are still in use today. This one was used for about 75 years and retired in 1985. After the wagon had been cleaned and restored, the owners donated it to the park. Typically, the dimensions of a sheep wagon would be 12 feet long and 6.5 feet wide. They were designed to be pulled by horses or mules so they could easily be moved from place to place whenever and wherever the sheep were moved. Over time, rubber tires would replace the wooden spoke wheels and towed behind a tractor or truck. The sheep wagon was ingeniously designed to maximize every inch of the approximately 78 square feet of space. Although the design or layout may differ somewhat from wagon to wagon, they typically used a common theme that would include: in general, a sheep wagon would have a solid or a split Dutch door with steps leading up to the door and hardware to hang kerosene lanterns and wet laundry, and some who wanted to stay in touch with current events or listen to music would install a battery-powered radio. A place to eat. A small table would fold down, such you see here, or it could be pulled out from under the bed. Windows, strategically placed to monitor the flock. Roof. Early wagons used canvas on hoops to cover the top. This wagon has a metallic roof. Heating and cooking. A small, heavy-duty cast iron wood stove, often called a sheep stove, served as the centerpiece for both space heating and cooking. It would usually be low-cavalcaded to the side, near the door with a chimney through the roof. Sleeping quarters. A built-in twin, or slightly wider, bed was typically situated at the front or rear of the wagon. Interior storage. Items such as eating and cooking utensils, food, and entertainment such as newspapers, magazines, or books would be stored in shelving along the top, and clever storage compartments with hinged lids were built along the walls that doubled as seating at the table. Compartments under the bed and cubbies were built wherever there was wasted space. Outside storage. Bins, boxes, and platforms to hold items like a water barrel would be used for things too bulky or not needed inside, such as tools, water, firewood, and maybe a few spare wagon parts. A possum belly. Additional storage could be slung underneath the chassis to hold heavy tools, kerosene, or canned goods. All in all, the sheep camp offered pretty good protection to the shepherds from the weather and offered all the comforts of what today could be called a tiny house on wheels.